Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Coco. With me, your girl Coco. If this is your first time listening, you know who I was. It's me. Yay. Um, so as you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about a few personal things today. I feel like most of my episodes are pretty personal, but this one is personal. And I'm actually a little bit nervous about it, but um, I feel like I organized it in a way that made me feel comfortable. And I'm in a different mind, what's your headspace rather about it. So, yes, we have a few things to take care of before we get there. First, we have my mood.
Like damn, she in her move. Like damn, she in her move.
So we have a song that I just learned about probably about a week ago. From first of all, I'm sorry, I'm not here alone. My producer is here with me. Can Beats. Hello, how are you today?
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How was your week?
How was my week? My week it's been good. It's been good.
Good.
Had a little bit of a hiccup today with the whole like cyber
Oh yeah.
shutdown thing, but
Same,
yeah.
especially working at a hospital. Today's been interesting for a few reasons. So working at a hospital, of course, it automatically put us into downtime procedures. So that was an issue. And then my boss was supposed to leave for vacation today, going to Bermuda. And because of the airline situation, he was stuck in the airports in Chicago. So I spent most of my day trying to figure out how to get him to Bermuda. Um, and I figured out how to get him there tomorrow. But it took me a very long time. And it's crazy that these airlines really act like they don't want to give you a refund or any type of anything. And I mean, of course, it wasn't their fault, but I mean, come on now. It, yeah.
We gotta figure that out. I mean,
Like they just be like, it happened. You can get a flight credit. No, I want my money back.
oh, they weren't trying to get the refund. They were just trying to keep the money and have you
Yeah,
redistribute it
because I ended
somewhere.
up having to book him on another airline, so it was like $2,500.
Mm,
Not first class the whole way. He only flies first class, and then the ticket going originally was like $3,800. So yeah, he wants his money back.
not your doctor is super bougie. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first class only.
I never rode for
He was like, it's
first
not
class.
even a main plus. I said, I can probably get a main plus, but you ain't gonna be in the front of that plane if you're trying to go tomorrow, sir. So yes,
I've
that
never
was
been in first
some.
class before.
I've never been in first class before either, but that is on my to-do list for sure
Mm-hmm.
to be up there. But yeah, so for my mood segment today, um, Tommy actually introduced me to a new song. It is called, and it's not a new song, it's new to me. Let's make that very clear. But his name is Durand Bernard, right? That's how you say it?
That's what I was spelled. Yeah.
Yeah, and this song is called Fist Bump.
Is there a heart in the house with the violin? I got you on a fist bump, even a smooch on the cheek, but I can't give you no love. My sure gonna be bitter with makeup. Fist bump, I got you on a fist bump.
So y'all can go and check that out. It has like a funky, like I just like his vibe in general. That's not the first time I've heard of him. But I definitely like his vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to go ahead and get started today. So before I get started, I do feel the need to put a few disclaimers out. That song came in on business. Oh, was it? I mean, period. And it gave that vibe, especially if you see like the video part. I mean, he came in on business. So disclaimers. I have a few of them. As you can see from the title, today I am going to be talking about PCOS and I'm going to be talking about weight loss.
I'm trying to figure out there's like a little echo or something like that. You can turn them just like angle it up.
Like this?
Yes.
You still hear it?
Yeah, that's good right there.
Okay. What was I saying?
You.
Oh, disclaimer. So this is my journey, my individual journey with both of these things. And I'm going to separate them. I'm going to talk about the PCOS and then I'm going to talk about the weight loss. I am doing this with full understanding that people have lots of opinions about weight loss and medication, and I get it. I am past the point where it took me a long time to get to the point of openly talking about like weight loss, because people can be extremely judgy, and I knew that the opinions and the commentary attached to it, I wouldn't be able to handle it. So I had to do it at a time that felt comfortable for me. And I'm now at a space where I don't give a fuck. Whoever is going to say whatever, this is my journey. This is my body. I'm going to do whatever I feel like I need to do for myself. And that's just kind of where we at with it. So I mean, if you don't got nothing nice to say, if you don't, I mean, I really don't care. You can really just keep the shit, especially if it's not productive. I am also not asking for any suggestions. I feel like I'm good in that regard. And I think that once I explain everything, you'll understand why I'm not asking for suggestions, because everybody is completely different. And the suggestions that you might provide for me, because of what I have going on, will work for the average person, but it won't work for me. And now I'll kind of explain why. Also, just because what I'm going to talk about today worked for me does not necessarily mean it's going to work for you. And just because it didn't work for me does not mean that it won't work for you. I would highly recommend, before starting any supplements, treatments, recommendations, that you reach out to a medical provider and you seek advice. I am not a medical provider. Nobody in this room is a medical provider. So you reach out to your own medical professional and talk to them, and then they'll be able to let you know what to do and what not to do.
But I do play one on TV.
You said you do? Is this your Grey's Anatomy?
You never seen that on those commercials? They'd be like, they grab a doctor off a doctor show to promote a product. He was like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
I feel like when you said that, it reminded me of that black doctor, the older guy from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
I don't watch it, so I don't know what his name is.
I forgot. I forget his name. I was him. I was him for Tommy's birthday.
That's what I was thinking of too. That was a dope birthday theme. So what we're gonna do is we are going to start off by talking about PCOS. So we are going to put up. Actually, how do I want to do this? Let's put the graphic.
Okay. The
one after. Sorry, that one.
Alrighty.
I'm just going to read off of that. So we're going to put up a graphic, and it's basically going to talk about, okay, what is PCOS? Okay, so PCOS, Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, is a serious genetic hormone, metabolic, and reproductive disorder that affects women. It is the leading cause of female infertility. PCOS can lead to lifelong complications and other serious conditions, including severe anxiety and depression, obesity, endometrial cancer, type 2 diabetes, liver disease, and cardiovascular disease. So if you look at the graphic here, it states that PCOS affects 1 in 10 women. Hold on, because those words are small in the middle. I'm pulling it up on my phone because I can't see it. Okay, so it says 10 to 15% of women are estimated to have PCOS. 50% of women with PCOS, they go undiagnosed. 50% of women with PCOS will also develop type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes before the age of 40. 13.8 billion estimated annual costs to the American healthcare system to diagnose and treat women with PCOS. And then 3 times is the increased risk of women with PCOS developing endometrial cancer.
Man.
So some of the common signs and symptoms for women that have PCOS: irregular periods, excess facial and body hair, severe acne, small cysts in ovaries, insulin resistance, anxiety and depression, infertility, weight gain, and male pattern hair loss. So the next visual I want to put up is a visual of of the reproductive system of a woman. So this is what you're looking. It's half and half. So on the left side of your screen, you'll see a normal ovary that doesn't have any cyst on it. And then on the right hand side, you'll see the ovary of someone that has PCOS, and those like pink dots that you see there, those represent the different cysts, which tend to be a bit smaller. But I mean, honestly, they can really come in all different sizes, which is displayed there. So you can take the graphic down.
Right. But just for my own, like, because I don't have this in me and you do. So when women have the polycystic,
You say PCOS.
the polyps, or that's not the polyps,
Cysts.
the cysts,
Mm-hmm.
is this when the expedited hysterectomy comes into play?
No.
Okay. All right.
That's that expedited hysterectomy happens for so many reasons. Like, I don't even think we have even enough time to explain that.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering.
That is something that's different. Usually things have gotten pretty serious, and there's just so many different reasons for that. So
I'm just
in
noticing.
this situation, no.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out talking about my journey with PCOS. So you can take it down.
I do recognize that this is shaped like a T. It's just like,
Yeah.
I that's my thing.
You just can't be serious. You just can't, because why did you even notice?
I mean, coochie shaped like a T is for T for Tommy.
Oh my god.
It's mine.
Anyway, my journey with PCOS started in. I was officially diagnosed with PCOS in 2018. It was actually the spring of 2018. I was not officially diagnosed until I moved to Texas. Once I look back on my journey, I realized that I probably had it. I'm not ready for that yet. I probably had it.
I'm doing production stuff here, ma'am. You can't be the producer and the host. Let me do my thing.
I probably had it. I had a situation that happened back in like 2014. I was on birth control. I was on the Mirena IUD, which is like a 5-year situation. I ended up getting on that back in December 2009, which was not too long after I had Dylan. And so once my 5 years was kind of coming up, I noticed that I was having issues. So back then I was in a relationship. We were having intercourse, and for some reason out of nowhere, I just felt like excruciating, like pain, like in my pelvic area, all kind of over by where my ovaries were. It literally felt like a gut punch. And when I say pain, it was pain to the point where I thought that I was gonna pass out. Like, that's how bad it was. So the next morning I got up and I called the doctor. I came in, and they did like an ultrasound. So they did the type of ultrasound that they do like over your belly to take a look. But they also did what I think is called a transvaginal ultrasound. And that's when they take the ultrasound equipment and they like put it in your vagina for them to be able to see. So when they did that, what they discovered was that I had cysts on my ovaries. Now, basically what she told me at that time is that the IUD is known to cause cysts, which is not something that I knew when I was given the medication at all. Now, the reason I was given an IUD in the first place was because after I had my son, they came in and they were asking me about birth control methods. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, because this shit is not happening again anytime soon, especially not by this nigga. So give me what you got. So it was literally like bright. I remember it like yesterday. It was bright and early in the morning. What you got for me? So they ended up giving me the depot shot. So they gave me the depot shot, but probably after about a month, I felt pregnant. Like, I was gaining weight. I still had the same pregnancy symptoms, and my body just did not do good with depot at all. So instead of them giving me another shot of that, we just went ahead and went with the IUD. I wasn't active at that point. I wasn't in a relationship. It was a 5-year plan. So I was like, cool. But at that time, I was not aware of the risk. I did not look them up. I was just like, cool, 5 years, bet. If I had known the side effects and the risk, I would not have taken it. So fast forward back again when they said that I had cysts. I'm like, okay, it's about time for me to come off of. We were at about the 5 year mark. So at the 5 year mark, you take the IUD out and then they put a new one in. So I told her, I said, you can just go ahead and take it out. And she was like, oh, well, what are you going to do about birth control? And I was like, I'm going cold turkey. Like, I don't even want to be on birth control anymore. I want to give my body the chance to heal and see exactly what it is that it's going to do. So they went ahead and took me off of the birth control. And she had me come in again to see her in like 3 months. 3 months after being off of that IUD and going to see her, when I went in for her to do the ultrasound, the cysts were gone. I didn't have them anymore. And I was able to heal my body on my own. And it only took me 3 months to do it. So went ahead and did that. So you fast forward probably like about 3 years. I'm in Texas. And at that time I was having like irregular cycles. And I was like, I've always been someone where my cycles come like clockwork. Never had an issue with it. All of a sudden I had a problem with it. Now, after I moved to Texas, I did slip into a depression and I started putting on weight. And so my cycles were like non-existent at that time. Went in to see the OBGYN, and she ran some tests and she basically told me that I had PCOS. I had never heard of PCOS ever until she mentioned it. So one thing that I'll say about PCOS is I feel like it's still one of those things that a lot of medical providers don't know what to do with. You tell them that you have it, and the automatic treatment is for you to be on birth control. Oh, okay, you need to go on birth control. And it's like birth control, and people might not believe this. You can believe whatever you want. Birth control causes a lot of issues in your body, a lot of them. But they put you on birth control because they're like, okay, this is going to regulate your cycle. So she also told me lose weight. That's another thing. You got to lose weight. So with me not knowing how serious PCOS is, I literally left the doctor's office. I immediately went on a keto diet where I was low carb, keto, working out 90 going north. I was able to drop, I think, like 25 pounds in like 2 months. As soon as I dropped the weight, my cycle came back. Like instantly, like randomly just showed up one day. So she decided at that point to keep the cycle going. She wanted to put me on birth control. So I'm like, I need something that I'm not taking a pill, I'm not doing a shot, and I'm not doing an IUD. What else do you have? So she ended up putting me on NuvaRing. And so NuvaRing is just this little plastic ring. It's almost like a bracelet. You put it in your vagina, you leave it in there, you take it out for a week, you have your cycle, you put it back in. So that's pretty much what it was. So with me losing that weight, ever since then, honestly, I haven't had any other issues with my cycle, but I was still having the PCOS symptoms. With the type of PCOS I have, there are a lot of different symptoms that people have. You have people that have PCOS that suffer with infertility. They can't have children. You have PCOS whereas there's insulin resistance. Mine is more like an insulin resistance. And I have major issues with acne. So my acne is called cystic acne. So it's very rare in a 30-day period that you see me and my skin is completely clear. Like the lighting right now is being very generous in regards to what I have going on. Typically, you'll see me broken out in my chin or you'll see me broken out on my forehead. Now, I will say that it has gotten better because my doctor has me on like a medication specifically for my skin, but it's still a journey. I might only have a week, maybe two within a month where my skin is completely clear. Like right now, it's not horrible, right? But if I touch my chin, I can feel on this side, I already have a situation coming that I need to try to get situated before it pops up. Last week, I had a situation that I had just got rid of. And then 2 weeks before that, it was another one. So that's the part that's the most exhausting because I don't like walking around. Cystic acne is painful. It's literally like having, it goes beyond acne. You literally have like cysts on your face and they hurt. Um, so that's one of the symptoms that I have. Then you also have women that have, and I'm probably going to describe this wrong, but it's I think it's hirutism, something along those lines. But they suffer with facial hair. So they basically grow hair on their face. There is a plus size influencer. Her name is Daquana White. She has PCOS. There have been a lot of like influencers and like celebrities stepping up and talking about it. Most recently, Victoria Monet. People were making comments about her weight, like, "Oh, you've been putting weight on. It looks good on you." And she made a post and talked about how she recently got diagnosed with PCOS, and that's where the weight is coming from. So I wanted to show this video. Again, this is Daquana White, and she boldly goes on TikTok and she shows like her wax journey. And this is what she does, I think, every couple weeks.
Okay, so let's get into it. This is my wax from February 29th, which was exactly 2 weeks after my Valentine's Day wax. But if you remember, on Valentine's Day, we did a quickie wax. So that was a 10 strip wax, and we only focused
So
on
she
the upper
basically
lip
shows herself
and
waxing.
the chin area.
Um,
So the cheek and
and of course, you can already
sideburns,
imagine how the
lower lip,
comments are. The
none
comments
of
are
that
really
was
sick,
done. So
but
that
it doesn't
has
stop her from
1
posting.
month or a
It
little
doesn't
more
stop her from
than
like
a
showing
month
us her
worth
journey
of
and
hair.
exactly how
Now, before we get
this
fully
process
into
looks
it,
for
I
her.
do want to thank our sponsor, which is Trust Wellness. I'm using their wax warmer on about 161. I feel like I did go down to 159, but once I did that, I don't know, I didn't really like the
And I feel like she does
consistency.
it like a
So
pro. She don't
it's
flinch.
kind of
She just
giving
do it and get it
161
done.
is my new
My
sweet
eyes
spot.
watering.
Of course, I always have the products linked on my
Yeah.
Amazon storefront,
I
and
really
I
do
always
applaud
link
her. Like I
them
couldn't
at
even
every single time I
I
post a wax
man.
video over on LTK. And both of those
Yeah,
pages can
shout
be
out to her.
accessed
And she
using the
doesn't let
link
the
in
comments
my
stop her. She
bio.
still posted and she just keep
Y'all, I
going.
could literally
You could take
dedicate
it.
10
How often
minutes
does
to
she do
cleaning.
this?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that she said, like in that video, I think she said she does it every 2 weeks. She has to do it. It might be a little less. I'm not sure, but I mean, it's definitely a symptom
Hmm.
of PCOS, and it's difficult, especially since, like I said, it's just one of those things that a lot of doctors and a lot of medical professionals uh really just don't know about. Now, what I want to do is there is a website that I think is really good for people that do have PCOS. Um, in a second, I am going to pull up the website and I'm going to actually take a quiz with you. But before I do that, I wanted to talk about something. So I've gone down like several different rabbit holes, really over the last couple of months, just learning more about PCOS, what supplements I can take, what's the resolve, what doctors should I be seeing, because I feel like I have not been getting the treatment that I needed for the duration of this time. Um, and shout out to social media. I literally just learned from being in one of my Facebook groups that I should have been seeing a reproductive endocrinologist.
Mm.
Now, a lot of women go to reproductive endocrinologists because they want to get pregnant, but a reproductive endocrinologist also specializes in PCOS. They specialize in hormones, and they're able to really do those tests that you need to figure out what's not in balance, what's not balanced, to get them back where they need to be. They'll put you on certain maybe medications, and they are able to give you an actual treatment plan, which is something I never had. And it makes me so upset that I'm just now finding out about this because of like Facebook and TikTok. And I've had this for so many years now. Like, why am I just finding this out? Something else that I found out is I bought props today. So this is a supplement. And you can't really see it that good, but it's called myo-inositol, and it's a supplement that basically, if you have PCOS, you should be taking. There was extensive research done on this particular supplement, and it was found to be successful in helping reduce the symptoms of PCOS. So it's like instead of, and the research is years and years and years old. So it's like instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna put you on birth control, why not recommend these supplements instead of birth control, especially when they're known to reduce the symptoms of PCOS? Like, why did I have to find this out on a social media platform. And it really like pissed me off. Like I went on like Amazon and I was able to just get it. Like,
Because the fourth graphic you put that stuck out to me with that, what is PCOS? It's a $13.8 billion industry. It's a healthcare benefit for you to actually get the birth control as opposed to getting the supplements.
because the supplements are way cheaper. It's just absolutely insane. The games that I'm not going to get political, but the games that this country plays with women's bodies, it's absolutely insane. So we're going to get a little personal right now. I'm going to go on this website because I want to take a quiz because I want the women that are affected by PCOS to know that you have this resource. You can go on this website and take this quiz. And then basically what they'll do is they'll kind of, based off of how you answer, they'll tell you the type of PCOS that you have most likely. And then they'll also let you know the supplements that you could take. Now, does not mean that you have to order it from this website. Honestly, it's pretty expensive, but you can take the information that you get from here and then you can take that over to wherever you get your supplements from. And yeah, so you can click at the top where it says take the supplement quiz. We're gonna get a little personal and put y'all in my business a little bit, but it's cool.
Wait, hold on.
It's not gonna work.
I thought I could go right to it.
It's okay.
Actually, I should go to the window instead of the. Okay, here we go.
All right. So we're gonna go through the questions.
So go ahead, take the quiz.
Mhm.
Are you ready?
I am. What is your age? How old am I, Can Beats?
I believe that you are in the 33 to 42 category.
Period.
All righty. Next.
Are you okay? So this says, are you wanting to get pregnant within the next 6 months? Are you currently pregnant? Are you breastfeeding? None of the above.
I was gonna say something nasty, but none of the above.
Which best describes your period? I get a period every 21 to 32 days like clockwork. My period comes at random times and may stay for weeks. What period? Haven't had one for months or even a year or more.
Based
No
off
more
of what you
periods
said,
for me. I'm in menopause. I get a period like clockwork. My God.
I remember you said that. I was gonna take the quiz for you.
See, whooping my ass. Do you currently experience any of these skin issues? This one was a bit difficult for me because I didn't know how to answer it. Actually, what's hilarious about this? My mom and my grandma, and I think like the women in my family, they had like moles, and not like big moles, but just like the small, like flat ones. And I feel like I'm getting older and I'm starting to see them.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to tell my mom that. This says skin tags on your neck, skin tags and dark or dirty looking patches like behind your neck, inner thighs, or knuckles. No. Skin tags, dark or dirty looking patches, and painful boils or bumps under your skin. I'm going to choose that simply because of my acne, because it's only on my face. So you can choose the third option. I don't have those other issues, but I do have the boil bumps.
I guess the bumps under your skin.
Yeah,
Okay.
so do the third option.
All right. I was gonna fight you on it, but okay.
I mean,
It's your skin though.
Which best describes your severity of body hair? It says not a problem, lucky me. Some, but it's manageable with shaving or waxing. I hate it, and it's costing me so much money to remove every month. It's so severe, nothing works. You could put the top part for me.
Not a problem.
Okay, this one was hard too. How would you describe the hair on your head? It's thick, gorgeous mane, some thinning for sure. I don't even want to wash it because more will fall out. I have bald patches and a receding hairline. We're going to go with the top option because I don't have any issues with my hair, and I'm going based off of like my natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
As far as cravings go, which best describes you? I never have food cravings. I may get a craving for a sweet treat when my period is about to start. I have a sweet tooth the size of Texas and need something after every meal, even breakfast. I have no control over carbohydrates or sweets. Now, here's the thing. I feel like two of these are true. The carbs, I mean, who has control over those? And then the sweet part. I'm going to put two because I really don't have a sweet tooth. Don't pay attention to this here on the table. It is that time for me, and this is the only time that I crave sweet. And I've had this shake for a minute now, and I don't want it. And we're going to talk about why.
You can throw it away.
So, I may get a crate. So yeah, that number 2 is fine. As far as your weight, in the last 3 months, I have lost weight.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My energy. Do I have energy all day long? I won't make it without caffeine. I can use an afternoon nap most days. I'm constantly tired all day. I could use an afternoon nap most days. So the third one, we're almost done. We might actually. As far as your digestive health goes, I am regular as regular goes. I sometimes struggle with constipation or diarrhea. I am always bloated and gassy, or I am bloated, gassy, and experience constipation and diarrhea. We would choose the first option.
You're putting yourself out here.
And have you been told by your healthcare provider that you have elevated glucose or insulin or prediabetes, type 2 diabetes? I do not have elevated glucose, insulin, or prediabetes. I don't know. We can choose the top one because I have been told on 2 different occasions that I had prediabetes.
Okay.
And diabetes does run in my family. One last thing, how did you hear about us? Click social media. So now I'm going to get my results. Just put my first name and then put my email in there. You remember my email address?
Hold on, let me remember your name.
That's important.
Okay. And
K dot TAY.
oh, here it is.
Yeah. My results.
Already, they're coming to you.
You can put it up on the screen. It pop up on the screen. You probably got to scroll down a little bit. So now we're going to see my results. Let me scroll down. Okay, so it says my results are metabolic protection and repair with the goal of minimizing conditions brought about by PCOS. So basically, it's letting me know that I have an insulin resistance PCOS, which I said. So what it recommended for me is if you scroll down a little bit, they're recommending that I take a multivitamin specifically for PCOS. It has B vitamins, vitamin B12, biotin, zinc, and other antioxidants. It has berberine, which we're going to talk about in a second, fish oil, and then resveratrol. That word be whooping my ass. So those are the recommendations for me for the specific PCOS that I have. So if you don't really know what kind you have, I would recommend going to the PCOSnutrition.com website, take the quiz, and at least that'll give you a general idea that you'll be able to take with you to your medical provider. Some of the supplements that they do recommend that you take as someone that has PCOS, there's actually 7 different ones. So you have the inositol, like I have here. Basically, inositol is in, and I'm done with the quiz. It's naturally found in food. So fruit, beans, nuts, animal foods, and grains that offer antioxidant properties. But for someone that has PCOS, your body is not necessarily making enough of that internally. So you need to supplement it, which is where the inositol comes in. Inositol is actually good for the reproductive health of a woman. And it also helps lower your insulin levels, and it helps to improve blood sugar levels in women that have PCOS. So that is something that I'm definitely going to start taking. I feel like you have to take so many of these pills though, because they recommend that you take 4 pills a day with food, which I feel like is a lot. And these pills are, these are big ones. These pills are a nice size. So having to take 4 of these, I mean, I guess these are a standard size.
I heard it hit the table. That's pretty big.
So to have to take 4 of these, it's a lot. Vitamin D is one of those things that I feel like as people in general, we're deficient. Like most people are deficient. The website said 42% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. So all of us honestly really should be taking some type of vitamin D supplement.
That's recommended for people with depression that actually, I think it's a deficiency from the sun. Is that a deficiency from the sun?
So I'm glad you said that, because I was just getting ready to say here that one of the benefits of the vitamin D, number one, it can help improve your menstrual regularity. It helps improve fertility and pregnancy rates. And then it also has been shown to improve mood and reduce likelihood of depression in women with and without PCOS. And of course, I mean, not just women, like Tommy just said. So the B vitamins, they recommend, of course, again, because the B vitamins help support mood regulation. and that's what you need when you have PCOS. And again, individuals in general. They recommend that you take fish oils. Fish oil has anti-inflammatory properties. Again, not just for women with PCOS, but individuals in general. Good to take that.
And and my dog.
Dogs.
They
too?
recommend it for dogs for their coat and their joints.
Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's used to fight insulin resistance, and it also helps to treat high levels of total cholesterol. And speaking of, I forgot to mention that earlier. I know that I said that I lost that weight way back in the day when I first got diagnosed with the PCOS, and I lost the weight by going on the keto diet. The bad thing about the keto diet, and the reason why I couldn't go back on it again, is because it shot my cholesterol through the roof. With PCOS, it's like butter and cream cheese and meats, and it will throw your cholesterol off. So after hearing that, it scared me and I didn't go back to it. Now, here's an interesting supplement. This is newer. Found out about this on TikTok and YouTube. It's called berberine. Berberine is known as nature's Ozempic. Here's the reason why. So basically, berberine helps improve your insulin resistance. But berberine is also known to reduce the secretion of the hormone leptin, which works to stimulate appetite. As such, losing weight may become a lot easier with berberine because your cravings are reduced. It reduced the secretion of that particular hormone. And then it also helps with the metabolic function of your body as well. And it doesn't have a lot of side effects. So they basically call berberine nature's Ozempic, which I thought was interesting. Then the last two, magnesium. One of those things that definitely help women that have PCOS, but individuals in general. Magnesium is good for so many different things. It helps, it can help regulate your mood. It can help balance your hormones. If you're having a hard time sleeping, you can take magnesium. Magnesium has a lot of different reasons that you should take it for men and women. And then same thing with zinc. The doctors at my job swear by zinc. As soon as you start feeling sick, as soon as they start feeling sick, they are taking Zicam. And so they kind of started me on that. And I will say that it works. So as soon as somebody gets sick, pop in Zicam and it works. So zinc helps fight acne, reduce inflammation, and also prevent hair loss. So I probably am going to put that list of supplements somewhere. If you wanted to speak to your doctor about you starting them, then you should definitely do so. So now I'm going to transition over. Here's another disclaimer. Actually, I'm not going to give a disclaimer. I gave enough disclaimers. We are going to talk about weight loss. So I have had a struggle with weight loss for a very long time at this point, as long as I can remember. And because I got diagnosed with PCOS, it makes sense why I've had the struggle to lose weight. I reside in a body that holds on to weight. And I have tried so many different methods to lose weight and have been pretty unsuccessful with most of them. You are looking at somebody who works out 3 to 4 times a week. And I have been doing this for it's been well over a year now that I've been doing it. You would think with the amounts that I work out on a weekly basis that I would look different, but it's not my reality. Now, with me working out that often, what I will say is that it has helped my endurance. It has helped my strength. And it's actually grown to be something that I love doing. I enjoy strength training. I enjoy lifting weights and like really challenging myself. Like it's at the point where like the gym is my happy place and I like being there. Do I wish that my body looks like I went to the gym as much as I did? Yes. So, lately there have been like this Ozempic weight loss drug craze, and people have really strong opinions about it. I mean, I've heard people close to me have opinions about it. I've seen people online say things about it. And there's this assumption that you're giving up because you choose to go the route of weight loss meds. And because of those opinions, it took me a very long time to get to the point of deciding to go ahead and move forward with trying out a weight loss medication. I started this journey in February of this year, and I didn't tell anybody. The only people that knew were the people I lived in the house with and my best friend because she's a medical professional. I was very particular about what, and it probably was maybe one other person outside of that. I was particular about who I told because I knew that it was sensitive for me. My weight is a very sensitive topic. I do not like people commenting on it. Um, I don't like people saying anything about it. It's hard when you're surrounded around people who can drop weight just like that. It's hard when you can see people on social media that can move and groove, and in a month they drop weight just like that. I mean, me and Tommy were talking, I think last week or the week before, and he was on his own journey, and he's like, "Yeah, I dropped 20 pounds, and it was like 30 days." And I'm like, "Damn, like it took me over a year just to get to that point." But it shows you just how different everybody's body carries weight, how they lose weight, and the methods that work for them. So finally, after the new year, I was like, okay, I'm working hard and I'm getting nowhere. And I know that I have options and I need to figure out what those options are. So I made a doctor's appointment and I went in to see my doctor. My doctor is a Black man and he makes me feel so heard. He does not give me a hard time. When I tell him that I'm having an issue, he doesn't say, "Oh, lose weight." He gives me solutions. He does not fight me. Anything I ask for, he gives it. And we have a very good, he's a really good provider. And I'm super lucky to have him. And it also helps that he's like right across the street from work. So that helps the location as well. Because I can just hop over whenever I need to. So we did the assessment. He knew what my lifestyle was. He knew that I was working out. He knew that I was watching what I was eating. He knew that I was active. So when I started out in February, I started off on a medication called Phentermin. Now, Phentermin is like a dreaded word because you say it on TikTok and people will swear you are on hard drugs. That's what they associate it with. Hard drugs.
It's hard to get to.
Phentermin, well, I didn't have an issue. You mean like it's hard to get like
From your doctor, like you have to, like they're not easy, they're not really like handing it out.
I feel like I had zero issues.
Some doctors are like that. I think my doctor is no longer being a doctor because he was so easily. I could say, "Hey, I need." He was like, "All right." I'm like, "I need some crack." He's like, "All right, here you go. Give me a prescription. Go get some crack for real." Like,
what's with you in this crack thing?
I don't know.
Do we need to talk? You feeling okay?
I use that as a very
I'm picking
extreme.
up on cues.
And every time I use it, it opens up eyes when I say it. So I use it often.
This your second day now.
But I was using it to exaggerate because I went back to the doctor and they were like, "Yeah, he's no longer here." I'm like, "Well, where'd he go?" I was like, "We can't say that." I'm like, "Well, shit, what the hell happened?"
You need to Google him.
He was my doctor. I did. He was my doctor for like 15 years.
Was he old?
No.
Oh, damn. I hope he didn't do nothing.
No, we were like the same age.
Ooh, we need to go down a rabbit hole.
I think maybe he was just prescribing things willy-nilly because I could ask him for anything. He'd be like, "Yeah, you want to try that?"
We're going to look him up.
Anyway,
we'll
Phentermin.
You see how we just get so... So, yeah, it's a stimulant, right? So if you have gone, I would say like over this last year, if you've gone anywhere with me and say we went somewhere and we shared a hotel and you heard my alarm go off at 5:30, that's why. Because I was up taking that Phentermin. I literally roll over, pop a pill, and then that's usually it. So I think that was was that the security dude?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the hell is that? He got me off track. Phentermin is a stimulant. So here's the thing. It's not a GLP-1, it's an appetite suppressant, right? Because it's a stimulant, you have to make sure you take it at the right times. When I first started taking it, the first couple of days, I had insomnia because I was taking it too late in the morning and it was keeping me up for way too long. So as opposed to going to bed at 10 p.m., I wasn't getting to sleep until after midnight. So I quickly realized that I had to get up earlier in my morning to take the pill, go back to sleep, and then it's out of my system by the time I get ready to go to bed. So if you're going to take that pill, I recommend that you take it early. My doctor told me to make sure I take it before 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is too late. No. I was up at 5:30 a.m. on the dot every single morning, and it worked for me. Now, because it was a stimulant, baby, the stimulant was doing what it needed to do. I feel like I was running around like a Tasmanian devil. Like, It would be some days where I would feel a little bit of the stimulant, but it'd be other days where I was 90 going north, house clean, top to bottom, working out. I didn't even need to take a pre-workout because the Fenterman was doing what it needed to do. The Fenterman had side effects. Oh my God, side effects. So the first side effect was I felt like my eyes watered. Like I would have watery eyes or my eyes would feel dry. It was like a weird sensation. Um the Fenterman got rid of the food noise. So what I mean about food noise is, you know how you'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, today I need to go eat this, and I need to have that, and I'm gonna have me a little something sweet. I didn't hear that anymore. So my days were not revolving around food. Food was not on my mind. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because I would go long periods of time without eating. So I would be skipping breakfast and it'll be 1 o'clock and I realize I haven't eaten. And so now I feel sick because you get like this nauseous, like your body is sending you a cue, like, okay, I know we on this medication, but you still got to feed me. You would have some constipation. The reason why though is because you have to drink water. So you have to make sure you're up on your water and maybe even a little bit extra. If you're not drinking your water, then you're going to be constipated. And then the side effect that was the most annoying, dry mouth. Most days, it would feel like I was chewing on cotton puffs. The most aggravating thing, and it was like no matter how much water you drink, like the dry mouth, that part was enough for so many people say they stopped taking it for the dry mouth alone. So if you're looking to take that medication, those are some of the symptoms or some of the side effects that you might have. But that dry mouth was too much for me. I got used to it after a while, but it was just a lot. So the Fenterman got me started. I feel like we're about to look at something.
Yes. Yeah, how do you know?
Because you're clicking things.
Because I have a medication that gives me dry mouth, and this was a solution. They're kind of expensive.
Kinda. That's a 6-pack. How many are inside of that pack?
There's a lot. I can't remember.
Okay. So it's a 6-pack that'll last you for a minute.
It'll last you for a second.
Which package did you get?
I think I got this one.
After Party.
I can't remember which one it was.
So it helps with dry mouth?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. It's specifically for dry mouth.
How did it taste?
They're actually really good. They don't taste like mints. They taste like mints, but they don't taste like mints. They're not like breath mints, but they're like they.
So you chew it, or you let it just sit in your mouth?
I just sucked on it. Pause. And I let it set on my mouth and then pause. And then it actually accelerates like a saliva.
Oh.
The advertisement is funny because it's like
I suffer for nothing.
It's hinting towards it being really good to prepare your mouth for fellatio. That's what the advertisement does. So that's
what
the advertisement is real kinky.
Well, with the names of those, it said Wild and After Party, and I didn't know what we was getting ready to go into.
Yeah, there's different flavors, but
they're
Flint's mints. You can only order them though.
That's a good idea though.
Yeah.
I was on the struggle bus. I could have had some Flint's mints.
Yeah. So
I was struggling.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, it's fine. So the Fenterman got me off to a good start. But then I had a turning point where I was like, okay, I went, and let me say this. Yes, I'm in a larger body, right? But before I got put on this medication, I went through the assessment with my doctor. He took hella tests because he wanted to make sure my heart was okay. My blood came back good. He wanted to make sure everything was good before I started taking it. Everything came back good. I have great cardiovascular health. My cholesterol is good. My blood pressure is good. I'm healthy. So yes, I'm in a larger body, but the inner workings, I'm good. And so that's how I was determined to be good for Fenterman. And also too, which I've never really talked about much. I've kind of hinted at it. For a while now, I've had disordered eating. I have periods of time where I don't want to eat. And this is before I even started medication. I have periods of time where I don't desire food. I just don't want it. So I'll drink or I'll eat just enough to get me by, but I don't want it. But then I'll have weeks where I'm overdoing it. My trainer Austin said that's because with me not eating for so long, my body goes into starvation mode. So then the next time I eat, my body is storing the food because it doesn't know when the next time I'm going to feed it because it's used to not eating. Um, and so he said, I'm kind of already naturally suppressing my appetite. So adding the medication to it, my body really wouldn't be in too much of a shock, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so I did lose weight with the Fenterman. Not exactly sure how much weight I lost, but then I went ahead and switched over. And the week we came back from the cruise, I started on a medication called Zepbound. Which camera?
Someone right in front.
Can you slide this closer so that they can look at it or zoom in or something? I think it's the light. So this is Zepbound. Now Zepbound is a GLP-1. Do I get to use my YouTube hands? So this is what it looks like. This is 5 milligrams. Today is my first day on this. My dosage just got increased, and I'm going to explain why. So this is Zepbound. I started Zepbound 4 weeks ago. I actually started the week after we came. No, not the week after. The day after we came back from the cruise. Zepbound is a GLP-1. It is a tirzepatide injection. I don't necessarily. I mean, it probably sounds bad, but we're gonna do a little Google so I can break down tirzepatide. Here it is. So there are different. So like Ozempic is a semaglutide. I know that much. And then this one, and it's I think I forgot how they broke it down. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you. So this is an injection that I have to take once a week. I have never had to take an injectable medication, and I was absolutely terrified to do this on my own. But I sucked it up, and I've been doing it now consistently, and it's actually not bad. So basically, what you do is you take this top off of here, and it exposes the needle. So then you want to clean and sanitize the area. I put mine in my belly, but you can also put it in your thighs, wherever you think is comfortable for you. The medication gets housed in a refrigerator. So you put it in a refrigerator, and they recommend that you take it out 30 minutes before injection to let it come down to room temperature, because they've been told that injecting it cold makes the pain worse. It doesn't hurt for me at all, but I guess some people said that they experienced that. So once you take the top off of it, you basically are gonna it's on a lock position, and you want to unlock it, and it releases like the medication into position. So you basically, I just grab my belly, stick it in, I push the button, and you'll hear a click, and you'll kind of hear the medication release, and then you'll get another click, and that lets you know that it's done. And it's really just that simple. And I do it once a week. So when you first start off on the medication, they start you off on 2.5 milligram. With the 2.5 milligram, think of it as the medication and your body introducing itself to each other, and maybe like a handshake. So the 2.5 is like, hey, body, I'm here. I'm getting you used to me being here. We catching a vibe. And then I'm going to head out, and my friend going to come in. So my body got used to the 2.5, and I had a plateau. So basically, I went like a week or two without losing weight. And that's how I knew it was time for me to go up on my dosage. I reached out to my provider, and he literally like wrote the prescription at like 2:00, and I picked it up at like 5. That's how quick it went. So today is my first day being on 5 milligrams. So far, I feel okay. I don't feel like my body is reacting negatively to it. I'll be interested to see how I do over the next week. But I'm hoping that now that I've ramped it up, I don't know the milligrams that this particular medication goes up to, but you can still keep going up and up and up in the medication until they start to taper you off of it. So every 3 months, he has me come in, he weighs me, we talk, we do an assessment, and I'm either going to stay on the dosage or I'm going to go up on the dosage. At any time, I can choose to stop taking this, and I can start weaning myself off. Now, you'll hear people say a lot of times that once they go off of the medication, oh, he's scared. Jesus Christ. You might as well have came in loud instead of quiet. Because at least once you go off of the medication, a lot of people do say that you gain the weight back. But here's a myth that I think that's out there that you really don't realize it's a myth until you kind of go on the journey. People think that, you get on these weight loss medications and you can just sit around and do nothing and you're going to lose weight. That is absolutely not the case. When you are on a medication like Zepbound or you're on a medication like Phentermine, you have to work out and you have to eat right. It's not a medication that you can just sit and do nothing. And the medical provider will tell you that you have to eat a certain way and you have to exercise. So I can't just take this and be laying around and not going to the gym. And once the weight starts coming off, I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of like extra skin, and I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of issues. So I have to be in, my doctor said, you probably gonna have to be in the gym even more than you are now to keep up with the medication and your weight loss if you are trying to have your body look a certain way. Now, genetic plays a key factor in the way that you lose weight. My body is a mix between two different sides of the family. You have my mom's side of the family where they tend to be a bit smaller up top and not real, you don't really got a lot of boobs, but you get the hips and the ass. But then you go on my dad's side of the family where you carry that weight in your belly and then they're top heavy. And then you have me, I'm a mesh in between the two. And I'm trying to work on body recomposition where I'm working out and eating in a way where it's like, okay, I'm losing weight in these sections and I'm gaining muscle in these sections. And it's not easy, but we pretty much gonna see how the journey goes. And with weight loss and PCOS, you typically people that have PCOS carry weight in their stomach area. So I don't want to lose so much weight and then I'm not losing any weight in my stomach. So those are things that I'm kind of like journeying through. And I would like to work out with a trainer, but I have yet to meet a trainer in this city that specializes in training women that have PCOS and things like diastasis recti. So with diastasis recti, that's like after you have a baby and your stomach muscles separate. There's certain exercises that you are not able to do. Because I have PCOS, I can't do heavy cardio. And I feel like you work out with a trainer and they are like cardio, cardio, cardio. I can't do that because it's going to increase my cortisol, aka stress my body out, and it causes inflammation. And that's not what I need right now. Your body does not know the difference between self-inflicted stress and stress that's coming from like external stimuli. So you can't have me doing 100 burpees and think that that's going to work for me. It's not going to work. When I was in Austin, because they were trained in PCOS, there have been times where I have been across the room going entirely too hard, and my trainer has yelled at me and literally told me to slow down or stop because they knew what that was going to do for my body. So it's hard for me to find a trainer that specializes because I'm just not going to do a whole bunch of cardio. Strength training is what I need to be doing. And so if we focus on strength training, I can do it. But if you only want to focus on cardio because that's what you know, it's not going to work for me. Everybody can't work out the same. And you have to know what workout plans work for your body, your condition, and what you have going on. I know that strength training works for me. And strength training is the reason why I'm down as much weight as I am. Now, is my summer body ready? No. But catch me next summer. We're going to do a part 2 and we're going to kind of see where I'm at. It's going to give me like the motivation that I need. What you say? Mike. I mean, hey, and even if I'm not, I mean, it kind of just is what it is. So yeah, I mean, that is pretty much my journey. This is only month 2 with me being on the Zepbound. And like I said, today is day 1 of me being on this higher dose. As far as my eating, let me see. I would say I really don't eat much during the day since I've been on these. I'm honestly, I'm good with 1 meal a day. Give me 1 meal, give me some snacks, and I'm going to drink my green tea and I'm going to drink my protein shakes and I'm going to drink water and I'm usually good. That's kind of how it is. Food is just not that girl for me. Like I like food, but I just don't feel the need to have it all the time. Um, so I'm hoping that with this higher dose within the next 30 days, we're going to kind of be able to start seeing what it does. And if this dose does not work, then we'll just have to keep going up until we find a safe dose for me that's not too hard on my body and that I don't have side effects from. And so we'll kind of just have to see how that goes. But I'm definitely appreciative of the people that did know and have been supportive of me throughout this journey because it was very like helpful. And I'm hoping that if there is somebody out there who was looking to start a journey with a GLP-1, feel free to reach out and ask me whatever questions you have. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But I think that I might have actually finally found something that works. And that makes me super happy. I do have an appointment to see a reproductive endocrinologist for a hormonal perspective so I can get that in balance. So I'll circle back after I see them. Trying to get an appointment with them is extremely difficult. So it's going to be a while before I'm able to do it. But I will kind of circle back and talk about how that process went for me. So yeah, that's it for that. We are going to go into my last segment.
We have an attitude sometimes. Now you see what I feel like when I have it.
That's annoying. Okay. My WTF is going to be a little different today. I wanted to talk about something. So it is completely unrelated to the topic that we just went over. I feel like I'm in this weird season right now where I find myself having to explain and not even having to. I feel the need to explain who I am, how I am, why I function the way I function, in a lot of different settings. And I'm actually shocked it hasn't led to some type of identity crisis because I feel like it's at the point where one would think damn, is something wrong with me? I was talking to my best friend last night and both of us are introverted, right? And I feel like you can kind of understand this, Tommy, because when we were talking, I was thinking about the people who are similar as far as being introverted. And my best friend was saying how she feels like when you're introverted, you always have to overcompensate for those people that are extroverted. And it's almost like we have to do so much extra and be uncomfortable and move in a way that's comfortable for them because they're extroverted. And they don't understand that, when you're introverted, you like being at home. You don't like being around a bunch of people. You get drained, you get overwhelmed. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just how you are. And our friend group is 5 of us. Three of my best friends are extremely extroverted. Then you have me and Quita, we're introverted. What that looks like for us is when we go places, there was a time we went to Carabana, which is in Canada, all 5 of us. And we were at a party. Now all 5 of us gonna party and we gonna kick it. The 3 of them will stay on the dance floor all night. Me and Quita give each other a look, and eventually we over on the side sit down because we've already had enough.
Dude, the last show when y'all went to Up Down. What? And I spent all this time parking to see what y'all was doing. I got there, and you and Denise were sitting in the background, just sitting there and watching Mimi play video games. Like, dude, whole arcade.
I was hungry. I think that probably, if I had eaten, I feel like it would have been different.
I guess.
And arcade games really not, I don't know. Admittedly, I don't know how to play any of that stuff. I feel like if somebody was like, hey, get the tokens and I'm going to teach you how to do, then I would have been down for it.
Oh. Okay. Proceed.
You ain't do that. You ain't teach me how to play Zelda. You
I
just
had
play
to,
it. You
I
ain't
had,
ask me.
I had to go. And that wasn't Zelda. That was the
See?
X-Men.
See, I didn't know what he was playing. I thought it was Zelda.
Well, Denise must be an introvert too as well. So because she was sitting right next to you, you sitting right near you comfortable.
Oh, I was just thinking about what I wanted to eat,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Because remember when I left initially, I said I was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I get when I'm hungry.
I thought y'all were going to get something to eat
We did. Like an hour after.
before Up Down.
I thought so too. We ended up walking over to Zana's. But
Drunk people food.
it was so the best pot, that spaghetti with that meat sauce and that cheesy bread. It was so good. It was so good.
I remember one
Y'all
time.
heard what I just said about food. So me saying that about that, what?
One time,
It was so
me and my ex-wife, we were drunk one night, and we went to Zana's, and they had a pizza that's a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Yes, I saw that on the menu.
And we ate that shit. Was like, this is the best motherfucking pizza ever.
And I never eat that late.
But wait, we went back one night when we weren't, and we ate that, and it was like, what the fuck were we thinking? This is disgusting. What?
And I ate that pasta. I was so sober. Like I was very sober. It was the perfect amount of. I love the saucy like spaghetti. It was so good. Yeah, that's gonna have to be like a cheat day situation because that I don't be eating pasta like that. That pasta was good. So yes, like I feel like I'm just in this place where people are just like making these assumptions about me, and they're annoying. I'm like, damn, like as open as I am, you would think that for the most part, people would be like a good judge of my character. And I don't know, for some reason lately, it's just been like it's kind of been like troubling. And I feel like I've been on a struggle bus to kind of find my like place and position, especially when it comes to like family. And I'm not exactly sure why it is, but more oftentimes than not, I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. And it's like I have a family they're all very like extroverted. They love people. You know, they love being around a lot of people. And that's just not something that I like to do. So we might go places and they're the type where they'll invite the neighbor, the person at the grocery store, they'll invite the people at their job. But with me, I don't like being around a bunch of people, especially when it's a bunch of people that I don't know. Like it makes me anxious. I don't feel as safe. I don't like the way it feels. And it's almost like there's this assumption that comes with that I'm not like friendly or that I'm not like loving. Like somebody had actually said that, like that I'm not those things. And it hurt my feelings because if you know me well enough, I feel like I'm friendly. I'm not, if I'm mean to you, it's because you did something to me first. I don't walk around just being mean to people. And I feel like I'm very friendly and I'm loving. At least I think I am. Am I friendly?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Are you friendly?
Yes. And I mean, answer seriously. Don't play.
Yes.
Am I friendly, Tone? I'm not. Let's take you out of the equation.
You actually are pretty nice to me.
I know I've gotten a lot better.
Am
I loving?
You're
like caring?
friendly, loving, and caring until you're not.
But until I'm not, because somebody probably did something to make me not be like that.
Britt Marie says yes.
Yes. So, and I was actually. Well, no, she does because, and I was going to talk about that because
Those are the people who know most.
well, yeah, me and Brittany been friends for. I mean, and we also live together. Shit, Brittany. But the thing with Brittany is extroverted. So Brittany is the kind of like we went to Bastille Days last week. Brittany was moving around, hugging people, talking. That's what she does.
Is this the same Brit?
This is the Brit that I used to live with.
Not Brit Nicole.
No.
Okay, I was like, did she change her name? Okay.
No,
right.
she's on the social media break.
Okay.
Yeah. What you mean?
You just like, well, other than living
Oh,
like that,
I
I
see
didn't know.
what you mean. Yeah.
You just explained it. You know.
I don't know. I guess I
explained her
wish I
to be.
never met.
No, never.
So Brittany is very introverted, but the thing is, Brittany is a friend that I have that respects how I function. So Brittany is the friend that when we go places, she'll look at me and say, "When you're ready to go, let me know, and we're leaving." And she has no problem with that.
That's the kind of friend I need.
Like she'll literally be like, "Whenever you're ready, you just let me know." She's not forcing it. She's not pushing me. She's gonna make sure I'm comfortable. She's good with it. She understands it. And it's like I really just wish that people just took the time to really get to know me. Like she said, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh, you see, my mind corrected what you said. I think it was supposed to be an and in there. No ifs, ands, or no
No
ifs,
ifs
about
about
it.
it.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yep, no
Yeah.
ifs about it.
Um,
She said I wrote what I wrote.
but yeah, she's real quick to be like, "Hey, friend, whenever you ready to go, we out." And she'll look for that cue, and she's very ready to go. She don't fight me on it. But I really just wish that people took the time to actually like get to know who I am and know that me saying that I'm me being introverted, it doesn't mean that I hate people and I don't love people and I don't want to be around people. I just don't mind being by myself. I think that the most important relationship that you can cultivate, aside from your relationship with God or whoever you believe in, is a relationship that you have with yourself. That was my number one goal this summer. And I've been very good at moving around the city and doing things by myself. I've gone to the beach by myself. I've gone out to eat by myself. I've gone to concerts by myself. Because if you're not comfortable being by yourself, then how are you comfortable being in spaces with other people? Who are you? Take those other people away. Who are you? When was the last time you went to dinner by yourself? When was the last time you did an activity by yourself? Like, when was the last time you spent time with yourself? Those are things that I've been working on, and I can't describe the level of happiness and peace that it has brought me. And I hate that I feel like there are so many people dedicated to misunderstanding that part of me instead of getting to know me and like respecting it. I don't want people to look at that and like see that it's something negative, because it's not. When I say I don't want to be around a bunch of people, when I say I'm drained, when I say I don't feel the need to, invite everybody everywhere, that's not me being a bitch. This is just me, and this is who I am. This is how I am. I don't think that is going to change, because this is what's comfortable for me. And Brittany said, very true. You have to be comfortable within. Have to be comfortable within. I don't have a desire to have any relationships that I'm codependent in. I do not have a desire to be enmeshed with anybody. I don't. Family, friends, whoever. I want to be able to, yes, be family and be friends in these groups, but I need to be able to be Kayla as an individual outside of all of that stuff. So, like my best friend was telling me, I said, I don't know why I feel the need to keep explaining this. And she said, you don't have to explain it. Stop explaining it. You are who you are, and people are either going to respect it or they're not. And if they choose to not respect it, then that's on them, because you're not doing anything wrong. You're not harming anybody. This is who you are. So, yeah, I mean, it hurt my feelings for somebody to think that, because I just know, like, that's just not who I am. It's not. But if I got a choice to being out in a crowd or being at home, I'm going to be at home under my blanket, feet kicked up, wine, and watching YouTube. That's just who I am. Um, so yeah, it's like you either get with that shit, or I mean, hey, you don't. But I'm I'm done. I'm done explaining. But that rant lasted long enough. I appreciate you all for tuning in on this glorious Friday evening. If you, I don't know if anybody was on, do me a favor. When this live ends, go back to the beginning and watch the intro video that I created myself. It is still under construction because there are a bunch of changes that I need to make. But just give me a general like opinion about what you feel about it. I am super proud of it. Tommy said I was in my production bag. That kind of made me feel like it's a Coco production. So we don't care. Y'all see why I be mean? Y'all see? See how it be
Let's
warranted?
touch this real quick because she said I need a new intro. Sent me like a bunch of
Why you
stills.
always got people in our
She
business.
sent me a bunch. Hey, I'm putting it out there. Yeah, I'm giving you
Dang.
props because you sent me a bunch of stills. I made a video. She's like, that's nice. And then she said something about the color background. And then she went back.
Play the
Basically,
video you made.
I don't have it. Basically, what and went back and was like created her own with a bunch of moving videos. I was like, nigga, you had the cheat code. You had all the videos. I had stills. Like, how you
You the
gonna
producer, so you supposed to ask me for what you needed, and you ain't asking me for that. Wait, why don't you have the
No, I'm not showing it. Let's go.
No, let's show the people.
No.
Why?
No.
Is it not your best work?
No, it's not. It's inferior compared to what you did. So
whatever. So yeah, y'all.
You did a good job. Can you just take the props, nigga?
I am. I know
All
I
right.
did a good job. Thank
Applaud
you.
yourself. Go give yourself applause.
Wait. Oh. I'm glad that worked out for you.
Damn.
But yeah, y'all, we about to get up out of here for y'all see me and him in here tussling. You all have an amazing night. Have a great weekend.
Olivia
and until
Coco.
Olivia Coco, that is so cute. We need to use that for something.
That's the name.
It's an Olivia Coco production. Oh, look at that. Thank you, France. That's why that's my dog. That's why it's my girl. Tone, this is why you be getting cussed out. I'm gonna call y'all back.